And with that, once again, my theory, by the way, that they need to shut down Fox News and CNN and MSNBC and all of these 24-hour not news channels. They need to get rid of all of these things, okay? Like, if you watch the fucking local news versus watching those, to see how differently that the news is presented. And I love the local news because they give you some sort of feel-good story at the end of it, right? They have to because they live in your city. They can't just be bumming you out the whole time, and then they're going to run into you at Trader Joe's, and it's just like, you fucking depressing cunt. How about a fucking story about some old lady, who's still doing sit-ups in her 90s? Can you throw me a fucking olive branch, right? Those national news guys, they don't give a fuck. Doing the news under a mountain in some fucking state, you don't even know where it's at, right? So anyway, I go on Facebook because I'm old, right? I love Facebook. Facebook, I keep going back and forth. Facebook, what I like about Facebook is all of us old people drove the youth out of it. And then they all leave thinking we miss them. Okay, we have politics to talk about. Dude, and I got to tell you, go on Facebook, and if you have a nice wide variety of friends, we have people on the right and the left. If you look at the way that they were talking about Trump leaving, I had this dude that I went to high school with. He did everything but get on his knees and blow Trump. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Thank you for making the economy this. Thank you for being a true patriot. Thank you for being the first real president. I mean, just fucking. I have seen Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee speeches that were less ball washing than what the fuck this guy wrote. And then I got one of my Larry liberals on the other side was talking about Trump leaving. He said, does anybody else feel the same feeling after you take a giant dump that this guy's out of here? The fact that both of those people feel that their perception of that man is 100% right is what is wrong with Fox News and CNN and MSNBC. And that is how big the divide is. And I just don't understand. I don't understand why smart people are just getting drawn into that. I know I keep harping on this, but does anybody else not watch those news channels? And then when you talk to somebody who watches either one or all three, they all sound fucking crazy. Did you hear what Mitch McConnell said? Oh, fucking. Now, I know you have to pay attention to know what's going on, I guess. How are we going to stop it? But, I just don't think it's... You're listening to... You're listening to basically, propaganda. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, if you look at how we talk about our foreign policy and then how other people talk about our foreign policy, just how completely opposite it is. Where it's just like, we're defending freedom, where we're, give us your week, give us a blah, 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 blah. And then the people on the other side of that shit are all just going you guys are fucking war criminals, you pieces of shit, you're the fucking devil. Your country is Hades. Do you remember when Osama bin Laden would call us infidels? I remember just thinking I had to look up the word. It's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's perception of me and all of my friends is we're just a bunch of jerk-offs. And as far as me traveling around, I kind of learned that, most people, it's so fucked up, most people are just walking around, they're trying to get a sandwich. They want to feel safe, they want to find love, they want a job that they're excited to go to. That's about as deep as it goes. They're not walking around plotting against other nations. That's the sociopath fucking lunatic cunts that are running for office and the money behind them. And if elected, I would say that we go beyond. Is beyond the pale? Is that what it is? You got to go past Fox News. You got to go past CNN and MSNBC. You got to go past the Democratic candidate. You got to go past the Republican candidate, the Libertarian candidate sitting there with his mittens in his earmuffs. You go past all of that. Walk behind that curtain.